The purpose of today's video is to demonstrate how to utilize the panel checklist QR codes for the purposes of quality control and quality assurance for each panel. In this case, we have an existing panel on this tenant improvement project, so we're going to identify the panel using these QR codes, and I'll demonstrate. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my package that was provided to me by the shop, and I'm going to identify the proper QR code for this panel, in this case, panel LXH. The first thing you're going to do is identify the two labels that are in here for panel LXH. In this case, you'll have a small label for the top of the panel can or the front of the cover, depending on if it's a new panel or existing, as well as a larger QR code for either the side of the panel or the interior of the panel. Let's demonstrate. So the first thing I'm going to do is, since this panel is already installed with the panel cover, I'm going to install the small QR code at the top center of the panel cover so that it's easily accessible and readable by all staff. The second thing I'm going to do is take the larger QR code and either install it on the side. In this case, I think we'll put it on the panel interior. Okay, so now I'm going to take the larger QR code and stick it on the panel interior. This can also be installed on the side depending on the application. You decide where it's appropriate. For new panel boards such as this one, you're going to take your same labeling kit with your QR codes, and I would suggest putting the tiny QR code on the top right here, which eventually will be covered by the panel door, and you'll put the secondary one either somewhere on the inside of the can or out here on the side. In this case, we'll put it on the side. So we'll put the small sticker on up here in the center. Now that can be scanned, which will take you directly to the task for the checklist for this panel. And we'll stick the larger sticker over here on the side. Now anybody working on this panel can simply scan this. It'll take them, in this case, straight to task 200. They can complete the QAQC checklist as they work their way through the installation of the panel. Now I'm going to simply scan the QR code with my phone. Sometimes you have to zoom in a little bit just to get it to recognize QR code. And I'm going to click Fieldwire, and it's going to take me straight to the task. That's the actual QAQC checklist for this panel. You'll see that it says panel LXH right there. Now I can work my way through the panel checklist. The large QR code does the same thing. It'll take me exactly to the same spot. Checklist for task 96 for panel LXH. And you'll notice that there's also a link to the physical location of where the panel is located on the drawings, in addition to the task itself. And here you will see the close-up for panel LXH on task 96. These will be pre-engineered and set up for you ahead of time when the project is launched. The QR codes would simply just need to be installed on the panel cans and or covers, or side of the can, wherever you determine is best. And each of the tasks are set up with each of the QAQC checklist items in sequential order that they should be performed. It'll automatically log the date and time as well as the person who completed the work. At the bottom, you can simply assign the chat just as you would any other Fieldwire task. So for instance, if you want your foreman to inspect the panel before your AHJ does, you can simply just request them there. At the very top, you will see that we've pre-linked the task to the floor plan. So in this case, I want to know the location for panel LXH. I'm going to click the floor plan. It's going to zoom into the physical location of where the panel is, as well as pre-link to the panel schedule itself. You can simply click the panel schedule, and it will take you to the plan sheet with the panel schedules on it. So you can see here, panel LXH is here. If you need to mark up your as-builts, you can simply do so right there, or check your circuits and other information that might be necessary for you. When you're done, you can simply click the Done button up here. It'll take you back to the floor plan, and then simply click the Done button here, and it'll take you right back to the checklist. You can see that this is also linked to Panel Checklist Central. So if I click this, it's going to take me to all the rest of the panels on here, where I can manually search for them rather than having to find the QR code. So you have multiple ways of finding your panel. And this is simply how easy it is to complete the panel checklist for each project. They will be pre-set up for you. All you need to do is make sure you get your QR codes installed and then perform the work.